Hello, 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 hello. This is Nicholas with DIVOted Talks, DIVOted Talks. This is my TED Talk today. Why not? Man, it's just been up and down and all around. I'm just back from a holiday weekend. I like to keep these as evergreen as possible, but I think you can listen to this anytime and still understand what I'm talking about. You know, when you go and do things and it feels like you're resting and relaxing because you're not doing work, but then it becomes work all its own, whether it's with kids or it's with family or it's some other, you know, in directive driven activities. And you come back and you're like, wow, I'm kind of tired. Wow, that really was a lot of work. And you need a vacation for the vacation, or you need a vacation from the travel, or man, you name it. And what does that mean? What do we want to talk about? What I would like to talk about is being able to moderate your energy and what that looks like, from the simple standpoint of, oh, I'm tired, to the complex standpoint of day to day, week to week, knowing cycles and understanding how the celestial bodies and the seasons and all of that impact you. And you know what the solution is in Ayurveda and yoga? Dinacharya, daily rhythms. And so you start to get these consistent routines that allow you to see how you're shifting, how you're changing, kind of like bumpers when you're bowling, right? That help you still hit the pins, right? They put those up for kids sometimes. Or, for instance, like the rumble strips on the side of the road. Hey, you're drifting off the road, and it wakes you back up, or it, alerts you to a change in what is happening in a way that allows you to correct or shift or change it back in a helpful or timely manner. And so these routines and these consistent actions over time begin to create a momentum. And so then you get to see how you show up within these routines and you know what's going on, right? I'm feeling kind of tired today. Maybe I should take a little bit more time to breathe and do pranayama. Or maybe I'm feeling super energized. Maybe I can squeeze a couple more things in than I normally would. Or, hey, if I keep up this energy flow and maintain it, what caused that in the last couple of days that I'm all of a sudden jazzed up? Can I attribute it to something so that I can do more of that, so that I can be more productive in a fruitful way, rather than having energy and just spinning in circles, right? Getting the zoomies like an animal and running in circles, and then all you did was burn energy, right? And so it's not super clear within the text what you should do with this knowledge outside of, you get to know yourself, and so that you make good choices about your life, good choices about what you should do, what you could do, what is needed of you, in any given moment, at any given time, and throughout life, so that you have an elevated sense of well-being due to the fact that you are in the flow rather than in the rush. So, for instance, like I was at the beach and I was body surfing, and these were not the waves for it. And I knew that it wasn't, but it wasn't until I got slammed a couple of times, slash, could feel the undercurrent, that I knew that it wasn't going to be, a good place to do that. And I haven't been to this beach since I was a kid, so I don't even remember really what it used to look like. I just, remember what generally the East Coast beaches look like, especially the mid-Atlantic ones. So like I was in Ocean City, Maryland. And, the way the beach is shaped is very unique compared to even Virginia Beach that I've been at recently. There's this drop off, especially in the last little bit, where there was so much sand being pushed in that it created this cliff of sand. But even in spite of that, the days prior to that, pieces of a hurricane or remnants of a hurricane coming in and blowing in waves and sand, there still was a grade and a specific shape to the beach that was just different than ones that I've been to in the last couple of years. And so one of the coolest things about body surfing is, if you feel the water, you can really get into the flow of it so that you can ride the wave. It's when you try to control the wave or control yourself in the wave that you're going to get rocked. And I kept catching myself doing that. I rode maybe like 2 really good waves, but I mean, like when I say I can body surf, I can body surf. Like there's been times when people are like coming up to me asking me to teach them how to do it, because I just was felt very one with the water, and that expression was easily seen by others as well. That being said, you know, you have to have practice. You have to have repetitive exposure to things to notice, to feel it, to be able to just kind of know. Like I know when I'm walking a dog now how to clip the leash a little bit to send messages about what I want them to do, and I don't have to actively think about it. Like it just is this autonomic response, maybe even subconscious response that I've built over time from my exposure to it. Like my dog prior to my mom's dog that I have now, you know, I got to a point where I just knew how to do it, and we could communicate non-verbally about what we needed based on the way I tugged the leash or the way I, you know, pulled on it or tugged it, or kind of like an equestrian is able to communicate with the horse with the specific movements or knees or tugs of the equipment that is attached to the horse. And so it's that constant repetition, that constant exposure that creates this visceral feeling and visceral physical understanding of the action, of what you're doing, and how to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve. And in that moment, being able to feel it and, you know, be a part of it. Like those waves seemed like other waves, but I haven't been with these particular waves on this particular day, on this particular beach. And it was a different experience. But through time and exposure, like if I went every day for the summer, I probably would get to a point where I could ride any wave, or at least know, yeah, those aren't the good waves today. And that would be okay. But I won't be able to do that without a consistent exposure or experience with it. And so with that in mind, reminding you to have a consistent practice, even if it's just one thing that you do the same way every day, it will start to build this intimate relationship with the way the days are shaping up, so that you can feel what kind of day you have, so that you can prepare for things better, so that you can show up for things better, and you can be the best version of you, and so that you have the greatest well-being throughout the day. So to wrap it all up, to pin it all up, regularity of activities breeds familiarity. Familiarity breeds an intimacy, and an intimacy allows for you to go with the flow, so that you have a greater sense of well-being for yourself and able to provide, through good relationship and right action, good and well-being for others. I got caught up on how do I phrase that perfectly? So anyway, my friends, this is Nicholas with DIVOted Talks. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and be well, be free.